was trying to pick out something as beautiful as you. I don't think I did you justice.
Okay. That's it. That's our show. I'm gonna go cry.
When you think of Kelly Clarkson in 2026, several images might come to mind. Perhaps it's the powerhouse entertainer commanding the stage at Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas. Her voice commanding every note with the ease of someone who's been perfecting her craft for over 2 decades. Or maybe it's the savvy businesswoman who made the bold decision to launch her own independent record label, breaking free from the constraints of major label agreements that had defined much of her career. You might picture her in one of her sprawling properties scattered across the country, each one meticulously chosen and thoughtfully designed. But if you really want to understand who Kelly Clarkson is today, you need to see all of these pieces together. The successes, the struggles, the reinvention, and the quiet moments of personal growth that have shaped her into the woman she's become in 2026. The financial landscape of Kelly Clarkson's life is nothing short of remarkable. With an estimated net worth hovering around $50 million, she's built an empire that extends far beyond the traditional music industry model. For many people, $50 million might seem like an astronomical figure, almost abstract in its immensity. But when you break down the architecture of Kelly's wealth, what becomes clear is the sophistication of her financial strategy and the incredible business acumen she's demonstrated over the years. She hasn't simply relied on one income stream or allowed herself to become dependent on a single revenue source. Instead, she's carefully constructed a diversified portfolio of income that would make many financial advisors jealous. Her music career laid the crucial foundation for everything that followed. With over 25 million albums sold and more than 50 million singles distributed worldwide, Kelly's music continues to generate substantial royalty checks decades after the initial releases. Songs like Since You've Been Gone and Breakaway have become cultural touchstones, generating streams on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music that translate into real income year after year. But perhaps more impressive than the music sales figures is how Kelly has leveraged her success into other lucrative ventures that have ultimately surpassed music as her primary income driver. Television has been transformative for Kelly's financial trajectory. The Kelly Clarkson Show, which launched in 2019, became one of the most successful daytime talk programs in America, earning her an estimated salary that reflected her status as a bankable television personality. The show's consistent Emmy recognition, including the Outstanding Entertainment Talk Show Host Award, validated not just her popularity, but her talent as a broadcaster. Throughout its 7 seasons, the program has maintained its position among the most-watched daytime shows, a feat that testifies to Kelly's genuine ability to connect with audiences on an intimate level. She's decided that Season 7 will be her final season, but rather than viewing this as a step backward, Kelly is approaching it as an opportunity to end on her own terms, something that clearly matters greatly to her sense of agency and control over her own career. Kelly's involvement with The Voice added another significant stream to her income portfolio. As one of the show's most successful coaches across multiple seasons, including 14, 15, 17, and 21, she earned a reported $14 million per season. This substantial compensation reflects both the value networks place on her talent and her ability to mentor and guide aspiring artists. Her presence on The Voice expanded her brand beyond music and entertainment into the territory of mentor and expert, positions that carry their own distinct cultural weight and financial reward. Beyond these major entertainment platforms, Kelly has built ancillary income streams that showcase her understanding of modern celebrity entrepreneurship. Brand partnerships with companies like Wayfair and Citizen Watches have added to her financial portfolio while keeping her visible in the consumer consciousness. She authored a best-selling children's book series inspired by her daughter River Rose, a venture that speaks to her willingness to diversify into publishing and family-focused content. Each of these ventures might seem modest compared to her talk show and television commitments, but together they form a safety net that ensures her financial security extends across multiple industries and market segments. Perhaps the most significant financial and artistic move Kelly made was launching High Road Records in spring 2025. This independent record label represents a watershed moment in her career, a declaration of independence from the major label system that had governed her music releases for more than 2 decades. Launching with the single Where Have You Been?, a genre-blending rock-pop R&B ballad that she debuted at Rockefeller Plaza on The Today Show, Kelly signaled her intention to control her own creative destiny. The song represented not just a new musical direction, but a philosophical stance about artistic ownership and creative autonomy. Adding to her already impressive financial picture is her Las Vegas residency, Kelly Clarkson, studio sessions at the Coliseum at Caesars Palace. This venue, which has hosted some of music's greatest legends including Celine Dion and Elton John, opened its doors to Kelly in 2025 for what has become a sold-out phenomenon. The residency extends through August 2026 and operates at an extraordinary scale, with Caesars adding 10 additional dates beyond the initial schedule due to overwhelming demand. Her previous residency, Chemistry, an intimate evening with Kelly Clarkson, grossed over $10 million across just 14 shows, providing a template for the success of her current venture. Now let's talk about the real estate side of Kelly's portfolio, because her property acquisitions tell their own compelling story about success, personal preferences, and life evolution. Kelly has always been candid about being a homebody at heart, someone who genuinely enjoys spending time in her own spaces rather than constantly traveling or maintaining a high-profile social presence. But a homebody with Kelly's financial resources is a homebody with very particular and expensive tastes in property. Montana holds a special place in Kelly's heart and in her real estate portfolio. She has described her sprawling Montana ranch as her forever home, the place where she and her children feel most authentically themselves, away from cameras and the relentless machinery of the entertainment industry. This $17.75 million property became something of a legal battleground during her divorce proceedings, when her ex-husband Brandon Blackstock contested ownership, claiming it was jointly held property. Ultimately, a judge ruled that the property belonged solely to Kelly, though she agreed to provide Blackstock with 5% of its value as part of the settlement. The fact that she was willing to fight for this property in court and ultimately maintain ownership speaks volumes about what the Montana ranch represents to her emotionally and strategically. In California, Kelly has maintained a carefully curated real estate presence that shifts based on her professional needs and personal preferences. After selling her massive 20,000 square foot Nashville mansion in 2021 for $6.3 million, a property with 7 bedrooms, 11 bathrooms, a private dock, saltwater pool, and 2 spas, she pivoted to a $5.4 million home in Toluca Lake, an exclusive enclave in Los Angeles. This more modest property, featuring 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, and traditional 1936 architecture, complete with an outdoor pool, tennis court, and separate guest house, represents a deliberate downsize that still maintains the high-end finishes and amenities she values. Before that move, she and Brandon had shared an 8-bedroom, 9-bathroom custom farmhouse in Encino that was listed at nearly $10 million. This architectural marvel included 3 kitchen islands, a La Cornue range, 2 dishwashers, a movie theater, home gym, 2-story guest house, and outdoor pizza oven. These descriptions of kitchens and appliances might seem superficial, but they actually reveal Kelly's genuine interest in the domestic functionality. She cares about quality of life in her homes, not just status symbols. Since The Kelly Clarkson Show moved production to New York City in 2023, Kelly has maintained a rental presence in Manhattan to keep herself close to work while the Montana ranch remains her true emotional home base. From Texas to Tennessee to California to New York, Kelly has navigated the American real estate market like someone who genuinely understands property as both investment and personal sanctuary. She buys thoughtfully, sells strategically, and lives intentionally in each space. The personal chapter of Kelly's life story has proven to be one of the most challenging and transformative aspects of her overall narrative. Her marriage to Brandon Blackstock seemed destined to succeed when it began in 2013. She was America's sweetheart, the first American Idol winner to transcend reality television and build a legitimate, enduring career as a recording artist. Brandon was a respected Nashville music manager, connected and powerful within the industry. They met in 2006 during Academy of Country Music Award rehearsals, and while nothing romantic happened immediately, years later they reconnected and things quickly became serious. After a December 2012 proposal, They married in October 2013 in a beautiful Tennessee ceremony. The couple built a family together, welcoming daughter River Rose in June 2014 and son Remington Alexander in April 2016. By all public accounts, Kelly seemed to have achieved the personal life happiness that had eluded her earlier in her career. But behind the family photos and red carpet appearances, problems were quietly accumulating. By June 2020, Kelly filed for divorce, citing irreconcilable differences. What followed was far from a quiet celebrity breakup. Instead, it evolved into a lengthy legal battle involving disputes over property, financial disagreements, and questions about Brandon's role as both her manager and her ex-husband. The entire divorce process extended until March 2022, when the marriage was officially dissolved. During this period, Kelly channeled her emotional turmoil into music, creating the album Chemistry, which explored heartbreak, anger, confusion, and eventual acceptance with raw honesty. Then came an additional layer of complexity and grief when in August 2025, Brandon Blackstock died after a more than 3-year battle with melanoma. Despite all the legal conflicts and personal pain, he remained the father of Kelly's children, and his death meant that River and Remy lost their father. Kelly stepped back from public life to help her children navigate this unimaginable loss. When she eventually returned to her talk show, she opened with a powerful rendition of The Weeknd's Blinding Lights that spoke volumes about her emotional state without requiring words. She had become, once again, a woman processing tremendous grief in real time and with complete honesty. As of 2026, Kelly is single, and she's been refreshingly candid about what that means and doesn't mean. She's neither desperately seeking a relationship nor completely closed off to the possibility of love. Back in May 2025, during an appearance on Today with Jenna and Friends, she explained that she was very busy juggling her career and raising her 2 children. Her kids, River and Remy, have made their feelings about her dating very clear. They've repeatedly discouraged her from seeing anyone else, a situation Kelly handles with characteristic humor and honesty. She's acknowledged wanting love and affection in her own life, while also respecting her children's needs and anxieties. There was some speculation in early 2025 about a possible connection with British singer Seal, after warm appearances together and reports of private dinners. But neither confirmed anything, and both have kept quiet, which aligns perfectly with Kelly's fierce protection of her private life, even as she jokes about it publicly. What's clear is that Kelly is not desperate, spiraling, or willing to settle for anything less than something authentic and real. Looking at Kelly Clarkson in 2026 reveals a woman who has navigated heartbreak, professional evolution, real estate sophistication, and the complexities of co-parenting through grief while maintaining her financial empire and artistic integrity. She remains fundamentally the same person who nervously walked into that American Idol audition in 2002, raw, real, and completely unafraid to feel things in public. That authenticity is the entire foundation upon which her empire has been built, and watching her continue to construct her legacy promises to remain fascinating for years to come. Like, subscribe, and follow for more.